we're putting ladders down left and right. The problem is a lot of people are so damn lazy. They also want us to get down on the bottom, put you over our shoulder, carry you up the ladder, and put you gently down on the other side. That's the bigger issue. And I know I'm going on my rant now, but that is the bigger. If you don't see our
This is what we
platform,
wanted. This is the Dame that I wanted to
if you
see.
don't.
Peace, what's going down? It is the Music Entrepreneur Club podcast. My name is DJ Payne 1. This is episode 38. This episode, unlike every other episode, features the one and only Dame Ritter. How are you feeling, Dame?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good. Just watching the news, seeing NBA shut down. I'm pretty sure that the college basketball, pretty sure they're going to shut down. I just want people to be safe, take care of themselves, practice their social distancing. I know a lot of people think that this coronavirus is a hoax and all this, but people are really getting sick. People in Italy are really going through it right now. I read up on what's going on over there. A lot of people are dying. Hospitals are over capacity because they didn't respond the right way. So hopefully the same thing doesn't happen here. But just want everybody to be safe. So yeah, it's kind of a 2020, man. It's already a top 3 worst year of my life, and we're not even close to halfway through. Like, the shit's crazy.
Yeah, I remember when the news, and this is recently, when the news came out that South by Southwest was canceling all events this year. I read that was a $350 million loss in revenue for the city of Austin. And then in addition to that, I read that because their insurance policy didn't cover a pandemic, I guess, because insurance is a scam, they're not refunding any tickets, or that's still up in the air, something. So a lot of people were mad about that, and I thought, okay, well, that's unfortunate. And then the artist, I've been locked in the studio this whole time. I do go outside every now and then, but we go, grocery shopping, and there's no hand sanitizer, and people are buying every roll of toilet paper they can. So it is kind of crazy. But this artist had some events. I won't say his name. People who know me probably know who it is, but he had some events canceled, and we've talked to a lot of our colleagues in the industry. They've had a ton of their events canceled. So I didn't know what kind of impact coronavirus was going to have on the music economy. Obviously, it's having an effect on the economy at large, especially the commodities and the import economy, which you discussed before. I mean, here I am sounding like an economist, and I don't know a damn thing about it. You actually worked in the financial sector, so you know about commodities and trades and derivatives and all these terms that I don't really know the meanings of. But it is crazy. The effect is widespread, and it is affecting musicians. I mean, maybe beat sales will go up because people are staying in their house recording music. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's probably not the most appropriate segue, but segue into our contest that we just launched, the Collab for the Crown Rap Contest, which you can participate in from your house. It's our rap contest where we kind of force you to do what you should already be doing, right? Making a video, making a song, working with another artist, promoting yourself. And this year, the prize is really dope. So the winners of this year's Collab for the Crown contest get to collaborate with King Crooked, and they get $1,000, right? So King Crooked, obviously, a West Coast legend. I don't know how much people celebrate his talent because I am on the West Coast, obviously, a member of the Slaughterhouse, and now he does a lot of really dope stuff. And he was just featured on Eminem's album. Right, so,
and his Eminem interview on Crook's Corner went pretty viral. So he's doing a lot. He's definitely doing a lot. If you rap and you've never heard of King Crooked or Slaughterhouse or Shady Records, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, and I'm excited. Well, he's my guy, but I'm excited because he really cares about the culture, right? And I know that he's gonna take this serious, and I know that he's gonna pick somebody that he really think has, or pick a team that really has the talent to be on a song with him, right? So I'm excited to see that collaboration when the contest is done. But for the people that want to participate, you do need to work with somebody else. That's why it's called Collab for the Crown. So just go to collabforthecrown.com, download one of the beats, all produced by DJ Payne One. So you can't complain about the beats because we know they're fire if DJ Payne One produced them.
And they're cheap actually. You can get the beat. This is the dope part about it. You get the beat for $20, up to $50, which is lower than what the normal unlimited rights cost. And you can use that beat. You can release the song to it. So it's not just contest exclusive. Once you get that beat, that's your song. You can release it as you see fit. In addition to entering into the contest and potentially winning money, prizes, and a King Crooked feature, which is if I rapped, maybe I'll start. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's really dope. So that's all you have to do. Work with somebody to create a collaborative song. You got to make a video. It's got to be an actual video. And somebody posted in the Facebook group yesterday, it's like, dang, what about the coronavirus, yada, yada. You don't need to be in the same spot to make a video, right? Like I've seen people make videos on Skype. You can record your piece. Your partner can report, or however many people are in your group can record their piece on their own. You can stitch it together. This is an opportunity for people to get really creative and really show their talents. Show off your talent and show off your creativity. So there really is no excuse for not participating in this. Obviously, not everybody can win. But through this process, we're going to try to give as much exposure as possible to as many of the participants as possible. So we're going to be like hosting review sessions. We're going to be posting some of them to our platforms, ones that stick out. So it's not just, don't participate in this just because of the potential prize. I would participate in it just because, it's fun. Number one, you guys should like creating music. But it is a platform that's probably bigger than your own. And if we can, repost some of your guys' efforts, you're probably going to get a little bit more exposure than you would on your own. So, I'm excited about it. Hopefully everybody that's participating in it is excited about it. And if you're not an artist and you hear about it, please share it with other artists because it's a dope opportunity. And we put a lot of effort into making these things happen. So collabforthecrown.com. Check it out.
I know you have a rant. I want to jump into your rant probably. I have a couple things. It's been a crazy week. There's a lot going on. Some planet is in some kind of form of its phase that's affecting humans. So you had something you wanted to start off with.
Yeah, and it's just, obviously most of the people that comment and support what we do, are positive comments. They appreciate the time and effort that you and I both put into this because, I like to remind people that you and I don't get paid a lot of money for doing this, right? Like we only charge $13 a month if you want to be part of our actual live sessions. We don't have a shitload of members, which is disappointing because these sessions are super valuable and you need to be in them. But, we have this podcast. We don't have any sponsors. This is not a money grab for me or Payne. We don't make a lot of money doing this. We do this because it's necessary. We do this because I've seen artists and continue to see artists and producers run around like chickens with their head cut off. And I see them get into bad situations, work with bad people. It ends up all bad. So we want to share our experiences that are very real. And I only share, and Payne only shares what he knows or what we know, like what we've lived through. Like I've literally built a label from nothing, no industry contacts, very, not a lot of money. And we built a label. I've signed artists. They've traveled the world. Yes, it came to an embarrassing crash and burn. And I'm sure I'm going to be talking about that even more this year. So stay tuned. But
that sounds like a teaser.
Yeah, possibly. But I've seen a lot of this industry. But there'll be a point where I'll stop talking because I don't have the experience to talk about it, right? So if we're talking about radio, how to get on radio, how to be successful on radio, I'm going to shut my mouth because I was never successful on radio, and we didn't really play that game, right? Funk Volume was successful, but only to a certain point. So I can talk about stuff that I've seen and experienced to a certain point, but where Funk Volume was, there are probably nobody in the MEC that follows the MEC has gotten to that point. So, to question, I mean, I'm not saying you can have, there are certain things where you can have a different opinion, but to question where our motives are coming from and the value of the information and you guys, and some people needing information in a certain way, like, I don't really, sometimes like I say things the way I say it because like that's how I am. That's just how, I need to say it. I'm not trying to,
Wait a minute. Hold on. So this is something must have happened. I know you probably don't want to talk specifics.
No, but no, so no. Well, yeah, I'll talk specific. Well, I mean, it's a lot of comments, but if there's one, there was.
Oh,
one,
I see it. I see it immediately. It came right up.
There was one that's like, oh, I'm unfollowing this page because you could have said this a lot, a lot more politely.
Can I just read it? Because this is, I guess I don't understand why. Number one, this guy is way too muscular and posts way too many sexy selfies to be this sensitive. This is all I'm saying. Like, if you have a six pack, I don't want to hear you complain about a damn thing because that's really hard to achieve. If I had a six pack, you can guarantee my Instagram page would be solely dedicated to this. But you posted, some of you have reached out to me asking for an industry contact list that you can send cold emails to. Guess what that is? That's illegal. You can't actually do that. Well, I guess technically you can if you adhere to the Spam Can Act, which nobody does. Dame says, I would never give you this. You're trying to cheat the process and F up my relationships. Obviously, yes. If I have a friend and a female friend, for example, and some random thirsty-ass dude comes up and like, oh, let me get her number. Why would I give you her number? That's crazy. So, look, and she would be mad at me, and she would have every right to be mad at me. I'm not giving up. Someone's like, hey, I need you to give me Royce the 5'9's email. It's like, no, absolutely not. Why would I violate that business relationship just because you asked for it? That doesn't make any sense. And plus, all you're going to do is send them a link and say, hey, check out my music. You're not even going to get anything out of that. So then your last point is stop looking for industry folks, build with fans, which is the greatest advice ever. I mean, I will say this forever. These industry people are not the people that you need to focus your energy on. The only way these industry people, no one cares if you don't have fans. You could have the worst music on the planet, and if you have 1 million people, and I use the term worst loosely. I mean, some people thought Lil B's music was horrible. Clearly it's not. He had tons of fans. A lot of people think anything on Billboard is trash, but clearly those artists have a lot of fans. So putting value judgments on music is a stupid pursuit anyway. But if your music is terrible, I think I even talked about it last time. There are some musicians that I would never in a million years listen to. I'd rather, shove my face in a vat of isopropyl alcohol. But they have fans. And so therefore the industry will respond by working with them in some capacity. I mean, a label, they signed Bad Baby before she could even rap. I mean, they knew she had fans, so it made sense for that. So building with fans makes way more sense than cold calling industry people and begging them for attention, which is what they do. They beg for attention, they beg for opportunity. Dame, can you please manage me? Why would I manage you? You have 100 followers on Instagram. You've never played a show. And obviously it sounds harsh, but you don't walk into a doctor's office and say, I really like medicine. I don't have a degree, but I really want to be a doctor. You don't do that, but somehow you do that in the music business. I don't have any fans. I don't have much experience. I don't have any kind of viability. I don't have a track record of success, but I need the person that's been doing this for 20 years to support me. That's crazy. So yeah, someone says you could have been more polite. This comes across completely arrogant. Nah, come on, man.
But also what I meant by, why it's important to build with fans is because, like, through our experience, when I started, and I never just I sent cold emails, but like I would get their email like from a blog, and sometimes I have like the contact email. So I spent a lot of times early days Funk Volume wasting my time like getting these emails myself, that were on these different websites and blogs, and reaching out to them. But I didn't get no responses. And I didn't get no responses because, they didn't see anything of value in what we were doing. And typically that's a fan base, right? So once we started focusing on our own music and just going direct to fans and building up our fan base, then we started getting people to email us back. Then we started getting people to hit us back in the industry, because it was like, okay, these guys obviously have a following. So we let our fans kind of open the doors for us, because if you have fans, the more fans you have, the more doors they're going to be able to unlock for you. And whether you like that or not, that's just the way it is, most times in this industry. Sure, sometimes, you might get somebody to take the time. And if if you have an amazing talent, they might, pay some attention without a fan base. But like, that's the way we did it. That's the way we unlocked the doors to the industry and got them to pay attention, is we just built a fan base, and the numbers started speaking for themselves. So, all of the information that we give is from our experience. Payne has obviously produced big records. He's a successful producer. So he's going to give out information because he has the experience in the background to do so. And I just think that a lot of young people coming up, they just, there's another cat that said, oh, this is you pulling the ladder up behind you. I'm like, are you fucking serious? We have a whole platform that's dedicated to educating up and coming artists and producers. All the information that we give in our Facebook group and our Instagram is free. To join our actual live sessions, it's only $13 a month. We're putting ladders down left and right. The problem is, a lot of people are so damn lazy. They also want us to get down on the bottom, put you over our shoulder, carry you up the ladder, and put you gently down on the other side. That's the bigger issue. And I know I'm going on my rant now, but that is the bigger. If you don't see our
this platform, is what we wanted. This is the Dame that I wanted to see.
If you don't see our platform as extremely valuable, then I just don't. It's not for you, right? You probably don't have the talent. You probably don't have the work ethic. You don't have the patience. Like, I literally give you an opportunity every single week to ask a question to an established professional, to learn from the experience from an established professional. Sure, it's not 200 email contacts that you can hide behind your computer and just, email out, because that's what these cats really want to do. They want to hide behind their computer, do limited effort, and just be like, oh, I hope somebody emails me back. But if I give you an opportunity to get on webcam with an established professional that you could potentially build with, and you have to do your research on that person, do your research to ask a question that can impress that person, that's too much work, right? That's too much, because a question can start a relationship. You ask a question that shows that you've done your research about that person and shows that you're knowledgeable about a particular topic. A question alone can impress somebody, and that can be the beginning of a relationship. But nah, that's too much work. I just want you to give me your 500 industry contact list so that I can hide behind my computer and send out an email.
Which isn't going to do anything. I mean, let's be honest. People really think that shortcut is going to work, that they're just going to send an email, a copy and paste email to 500 different people saying, hey, man, I'm really doing my thing. I'm the hottest thing around. You're an idiot if you don't fuck with my music. Eat a dick, you don't fuck with my music. Because these are the kinds of emails that people actually send. I get these every day. And they think that that's going to be the path to success. I love this comment that someone left. And then my phone screen goes up. @proper_blunt says, the shortcuts y'all are looking for are hidden in the hard work you're avoiding. This is a modern day philosopher. This should be in fortune cookies or bags of chips or whatever, because, and I'll tell you, that's how I felt. That's definitely how I felt. I used to be mad as hell on a local level at local artists that were getting more shows than me, at local artists that were getting more media attention than me. I wasn't working as hard as them. They were doing more than I was. Period. The second I started making better music, the second I started paying more attention to the process, the second I started focusing on finding the path to media attention, more bookings, fan outreach, better marketing in general, that's when I started realizing that I could actually make strides and get in the similar venues, the same venues, the same media channels as these artists that I was hating on 6 months prior, because it looked like to me they had an advantage over me. The only advantage they had over me is that they had been working smarter and harder for longer than me. That's the only advantage. And I look at everybody on the planet, and this goes upwards and downwards. The people whose careers aren't yet established, and then the people who are, have way better careers than me, I look at as we're all equal in the sense of we have the same amount of potential, we have the same amount of talent, we have somebody with 10 followers on Instagram who's never sold a beat in their life. Who knows what could happen in 2 years?
Yeah.
We're all equal. It's just what happens to us throughout the process, what we make happen, what kind of opportunities come our way based on our actions. Obviously some of it is luck, but even that's a little debatable because you have to put yourselves in positions to take advantage of the luck. So I just think there's this boundary, right? So when you're on one side of the boundary, like these commenters that are saying, I'm good, and there were a bunch of people, you just lost us like 10 followers with that post. A bunch of people on that post complaining about how rude you were. Number one, I guess we have different definitions of rude. And if you think Dame saying focus on your fans, not industry folks, is rude, oh shit. Oh shit. You have a world of pain coming your way if this entertainment business is really what you think is for you. You have no idea. You have no idea. I don't even. I think I get hate. I get death threats. I get people calling me a piece of shit, insulting every aspect of my being every day just because I have a following. Every day, and that's just the internet. I've been doing this for 15, professionally for about 12 years, getting rejected by artists, my peers, getting rejected by the industry, getting rejected by potential consumers, having opportunities pulled out from under me, having major disappointments. This is not an easy career trajectory. It's not. And so if you're not prepared for that, it's just, I don't know, man. I mean, we all react, but if we don't learn and grow and mature from being reactive to a social media post to actually focusing more on the goal than these inconsequential things that might make us feel uncomfortable temporarily, we're not going to make it. Yeah, it might make us feel uncomfortable to know that there's no shortcut and no one out there is going to save us. That might make us feel temporarily uncomfortable, but if that discomfort is more than temporary, I don't know. I can't tell you which career is easy. There's going to be adversity in any career path. So best of luck to you, but it's not looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like, most people aren't cut out for the music industry, right? Like we recently had one of our sessions had my guy Stan Green and Edith Bowe, who founded a new management company. They're killing it, and he was telling his story because he's from the DC area, and how he flew out here, I guess, to get an interview to intern at a studio. Just to get an interview, he had to commit to being out here, having a place out here, having a car before they would even give him an interview, right? And I'm not saying everybody needs to take this kind of risk because that's kind of crazy for an interview, but he took the risk, he killed the interview, and he was just an intern, right? So an unpaid intern. So he gets out here, now he has to find a way to support himself. So he has to have a job outside of that to support himself for 1 or 2 years to eventually start kind of scaling up the ladder and getting a paid position at the studio. And it's like cats aren't built like that. They're just not built for the music industry, because this is it's a very tough industry. It's a eat what you kill type industry. And I know that you're going to probably select individual stories where people had it easy and somebody gave them a boost and use that as your example. But most situations are more like Stan, not in the sense of like the same story, but the same effort, the same work ethic. And you got to have that kind of mentality in order to make it. There's a lot. It's always easy to see the young people that have the drive, even outside of music. Because I mentor some young cats that, maybe some people that hit me up that went to Berkeley or that went to Stanford or whatever, that want to follow a similar path as me. And I just kind of see how young cats move. It's so easy to see, like, at a very young age, like who's going to be successful and who's not, who has that drive, that energy, and I cater to those young people because they get it, right? I'll spend more of my time with the people that get it, and the people that want everything fed to them, people that want, like I said earlier, to be carried up the ladder. It's so obvious. I'm not going to waste my time with those people because I know that they're just not ready to hear what I have to say or put in action, the suggestions that I make. So, I know this episode turned into just like a huge rant, but like I feel like young people just need to hear it because, you're not gonna make it. You're
I
just not
don't. I honestly, I'm gonna disagree with you and say it's not even an age thing.
Yeah.
Because what we're looking at right now is a totally different landscape than what we were seeing 20 years ago. 20 years ago, a lot of us still had it in our heads that someone was going to swoop in and save us just because we were talented. That's and even back 20 years ago, I think that idea was still kind of dead because we still could have looked at certain independent movements and we could have seen that in fact that model was changing and that we too could be independent and save ourselves and work for ourselves and build something from the ground up. A lot of us didn't, but now more than ever, it's really just a matter of working for yourself and entrepreneurship meets creativity, and that's a tough. It's kind of a volatile combination because, and I'm speaking as an artist and someone who's I guess I'm an entrepreneur because I've been working for myself independently in all respects for so long, and it's tough because I want to make music all day. I also don't want to not have food and heat in the house. So reconciling those two parts of myself was not easy. Working sometimes 16 hours a day is not easy. Dealing with rejection and criticism and frustration, it's just not easy. But this is what I like doing, and I shouldn't say like, this is what I love doing, and I'm doing it, and I'm really fortunate to be here. It's just that, any path that you choose in life, virtually any path that you choose, unless you're someone who was born rich, it's going to take commitment, it's going to take consistency, it's going to take patience. And I don't look at any career trajectory and think, wow, that's an easy way to make money and not put in any work. So I guess I don't know. And we don't, you're right. A lot of people will say, well, such and such an artist had it easy. We have no idea. Unless you're with them, you don't know what they went through. So I'm always, back when I was more of a consumer, I would look at artists and say, yeah, they had it easy. They just appeared overnight. And now that I'm actually with artists throughout their artist development journey, I know that I was completely wrong about that. Things do not happen overnight. Something appears to happen overnight simply because it reaches a certain critical mass, and then all of a sudden, that person is gaining visibility, and virtually they appeared overnight, but no, they've been doing this for a while and they had to go through a lot of stuff. I mean, yeah, there are the viral sensations. They're the exception, and we have to stop looking at these exceptions. You know, how someone like Bad Baby, right, gets so much hate, and oh my gosh, she just went on Dr. Phil, acted a fool, and got a record deal the next day. Yeah, but you can't simultaneously hate on who she is and her image and then also be jealous of her at the same time. Do something different. That's not a path that you want to take. Don't take it.
Yeah. And the last thing that I would say, just about our platform in general, because there was, I posted this morning a quote from Z, from DJ Booth. He was basically just pointing out that, or just bringing it to people's attention that most artists are happy in their deals, right? We hear about the negativity when people are not happy with their deals, and then it goes viral. Like, obviously recently, Meg Thee Stallion had an issue with her label. Most artists are happy in their situations. And then there was somebody that posted below and said, "This is not true, yada, yada, yada." I was like, we take a lot of pride in our platform in giving people good information, and it's based on what we see. And if I ever say anything that turns out to be wrong, I will be the first person to come out and correct it, apologize, and give you the corrected version of whatever I said, right? But when you get to a certain point in the music industry, you're able to peel back some of these curtains and kind of see what's really going on. We're trying to give you a little bit of that insight. So if you're somebody that's never even been close to the curtains, but you have like you're entrenched in your belief so much that you can just call out people and tell people they're liars. Like, I don't really know where that comes from, but we pride our platform in being a genuine, solid place to get really good information. And no, I am not a super industry insider. We didn't get all the way to Drake level status, but we got pretty far, and I got to see a lot and I got to learn a lot. And that's what I try to turn around and share with our community, because a lot of people have these preconceived notions about the industry, but they've never gotten close to the curtains. They've never even whiffed the curtains, right? So we're just trying to peel some of the layers back, giving you guys a little insight into what we've seen. Again, understanding that we never got to Drake status, so I can't tell you what's going on with Drake. I can't tell you, the inner workings of his team and things like that. There is going to be a point in which I stop and shut up and defer to maybe a contact that I have, and that's why we bring on guests, right? So that you're not only getting me and Payne's experience. That's why we have guests every single week. It's not limited to just my experience, but my experience is also a lot more than probably a lot of people, most of the people that follow the MEC on Instagram, right? But it doesn't stop there. We reach out and get guests every single week so that I'm opening up the industry even more. So if you guys are commenting and telling us this not true, that's not true, and you don't have any experience, it's really quite ridiculous.
Well, my advice to those people is if they have some feelings about the inner workings of the industry, they should start a YouTube channel in which they expose the New World Order, the Illuminati, and the gay agenda. And you can make a lot of money doing that.
I left it open for you because it's been probably a couple episodes since you mentioned the Illuminati, so I teed it up, yeah. I guess.
No, they were pressing me, because I shouldn't be talking about it. I know too much. I've seen too much. A lot of goat heads being prayed to, a lot of blood being mixed in chalices.
All right, yeah, we're gonna wrap it up on that note.
See how they silence me.
Yeah. So Collab for the Crown, all artists, producer artists. This isn't necessarily, it's not really a contest for the producers. Maybe we'll do something later in the year. But I know that a lot of you producers know artists, so please pass the word. Or shit, even if you're a producer and you want to, try, start making music, this would be a good time to get some good feedback, on whether or not making music is in your wheelhouse. But collabforthecrown.com, all the information's there. Winner gets a collab with King Crooked and $1,000. There's also a second and third prize, but it's just not as sexy. It's just money. It's not as sexy as the grand prize.
We
But
like money though.
yeah, I mean, most people need money. You got to invest in your career. So yeah, that's it. I apologize for the rant today, but I feel like I had some things to get off my chest, and it is what it is.
All right, I'll rant next episode. On that
Sure.
note, collabforthecrown.com and musicentrepreneurclub.com. We'd love to see you join. Trust me, our sessions don't involve ranting. We collab. I just collabed with every single member on Beats last week. I brought in a keyboardist named Stack Trace, and he played multiple keyboard lines on every member's beat who submitted. So that's the type of stuff we do. Dame's bringing in a lot of really amazing guests, and you're actually given access to them. So musicentrepreneurclub.com. It's super cheap to join. It's probably the cheapest music business mentorship program on the internet, if we're being honest. Catch you next time. Peace.
Peace.